Hello, this is Solomon Davis from Right Side Trading, where you can learn to trade on the right side with confidence. Today is July 22nd, 2018, and this is my weekly trade review, where I look at a NASDAQ morning trade. If that candle is red, 5-minute candle is red, I look to trade down. If that 5-minute candle is green, I look to trade up. This is all for educational purposes only. Trading is risky. You can and you will lose money at trading. The thing is, there's a few more rules to this other than just red candle up, red candle down, green candle up to this thing. I do throw out a couple extra rules. If that candle is greater than 10, if you've been watching these videos here lately, it's been greater than 10. That's kind of like a no trade. You better start looking at your indicators and start looking at other things in the market to make that trading decision. And this is just a quick scalp trade. This is just one of many many trading strategies that we have here at Right Side Trading. This is one that I like sharing. This is one just to get you engaged in the market, one to get you looking at the market and get you that market awareness of what's going on out there. Just help you get engaged. This is our website. Visit us here. Contact us if you'd like to learn more about trading and our trading styles that we have. We have a lot of other things that goes on here. I'll be posting this out here at my YouTube page here, Right Side Trader. This is me. And out here somewhere you can find those other videos where it talks about all the other rules that goes along with this. But still, it's not in detail, but it gives you enough to get started, of looking at this and practicing. So, well, let me bring up my slides and let's get started here. Okay, like I said, it's July 22nd, 2018. This is for the week of July 16th through July 20th. You can contact me directly at solomon@rightsidetrading.com. Like I said, this week was just like it's been here for the past few weeks, past few months. Where it's forcing you to look closer at your indicator, look closer at the market, what's going on in the market, to get this first trade in. And as like I say, it's the first trade. A lot of times you make many trades throughout the day. And right now, I'm really not, because I'm not in front of the computer every day right now. That's going to start back probably in August. I get back where I'm in front of the computer every day. Lately, me personally, I've been doing some selling above the market, selling below the market. A little bit different strategy than this right here. I haven't been able to do this particular strategy, but I like looking at it every week, and to help me still I use it. It just gets you that market aware. Like I say, back to that market awareness. Looking at any stock, give you help you see the range that things are trading in. Give you a better idea of where you should be selling stuff, buying stuff, and all. But as you can see, every day was a no trade. There was a next best plays, and we'll go ahead and take a closer look at the chart and see how those next best plays, how I looked at those. Let me bring that up. Well, first of all, the market big picture that I usually go over. Last week I said the market was, the black line indicates the beginning of, the week, this previous week that we're reviewing right now. Last week I was expecting the market to go up, and if we could break this top, go higher, and I was looking for the market to continue up higher, if we was going to get back into that, that trending market to the upside. And we still might be. We didn't break, we did make a new high last week on this day right here, and we haven't broken that low yet. We did try to pull it all back, and we're still pulling back here. This is late Sunday night, not quite yet Monday morning. We're still pulling back here, but we haven't broken that out this last week low. So we still may continue on to the upside here. It's just been a little pullback and we might continue on up higher. So I'm still, looking to sell below these areas, and I'll sell above these areas here with the strategy that I have to use at this time when I'm not in front of the market. I usually just depend heavily on that. I'm not doing any day trading or trying to even set up any trades for any day trading. I just do my little selling, just collect some money while I'm not in front of the computer. I think that's the best thing to do. I always had that type of trade going on at times, just to keep some kind of income coming in. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at each week. And next week, like I say, as long as we don't break this low, I expect this market to continue on back to its upward side. If we break this low, then we got down here, we got this support area here where this market may bounce still. So that's what I'm looking at for the next week. Let's move on. On Monday, again, greater than 10. You know, if you've been watching these, you know what I mean when I say greater than 10. Greater than 10, I look from wick to wick. If that is more than 10 points, you know, that's a no trade, and it's at 91 to over 01. That's greater than 10, so it's a no trade. It's no trade based on that first candle, because again, on this particular trade, you know, all I'm looking to gather is, I say 5 points, but a lot of times I'm used to getting 10 points on this trade. So if the market has already moved 10 points in that first 5 minutes, it's hard to get 10 points in that same direction, that green going up. Usually it's hard to get 10 additional points, you know, on that trade. So that's why I say, okay, is it there? Is it not there? Should I be trading in the opposite direction? You have to look at your indicators, what are they telling you, look at your support and resistance levels, and see what that is telling you. You know, that's this whole trading style right there in the first few minutes. That's all it's all about. You know, so that's all I have to say about that. Let's move on. But let's just take a quick look and see what happened here. Let me get back to my thing here. And on this day, the next best play was a downward play, and I don't have my pivots on here. I usually I try to show some other things and all, so people just have something to look at, and I have something to look at myself. But the next best play here was kind of to the downside, and it was a quick trade. I know based on my style of trading, you know, usually you think the buyers are coming in, but they wasn't strong enough in order to push this market on up back to the upside. So again, you look to sell, you know, here, and these are quick trades, and this candle here was more than long enough for you to get that 5 points, like I said, that I know is usually out there on these trades, and a lot of times getting 10 points on these trades to the downside. So like you see, it moved almost 20 points to the downside and then pulled it back, and that's what I'm looking to scalp on these type of trades. You know, anywhere from 5 to 10 points. A lot of times I get stopped out because I usually trail it. But for stop, once I get my 5 points, I try to lock in some profit, and then I just keep trailing and trailing until it stops me out. So let's go ahead and move to the next day. But that was that day, and let's get this going a little bit faster. This was that Tuesday. This was the day that market made the big move. If you look at your indicators or whatever indicators you're looking at everything else, this market did give a good indication that the market was going to keep moving, and it did. So it was easy for you to get 10 points to the upside on this. Let's go to the next day. This day here, on the pivot, stay on the pivot. So again, this is one where I say look to go to the downside, and it did continue going to the down, and enough for you to get down. And again, another one of those trades that I look from pivot to pivot. That happened, and these are my custom pivots here. So I have, but it works with other pivots also. But with me and the way I have things set up, this is a trade that we do all the time. My partner who likes trading the downside, I'm sure he was all over this. I haven't talked to him in about I talked to him maybe once last week, but that's the type of trade he loves seeing this right here. He would be all over that. And I think I did talk to him. He said he was showing somebody else his style and this particular indicator that we use, and they were surprised of how he was able to call the market and make some quick money right there on that particular trade. And all I remember talking to him. Yeah, I did talk to him that day, Wednesday. Next day, up again. This is one of those greater than 10, 76, 86 is all you're really looking for, is greater than 10. You can see this market was bouncing here. So, but we're at that point, you know, can this market, you know, after made that, and after you look over here back to your left, you know, can this market, is it going to continue going up, or is it going to reverse? Use your indicators and let it tell you what the best thing for you to do. You know, it did try to go a little bit higher after that first 5-minute candle. And still, like I said, that 5 points was there, but not that full 10 points that I'm used to getting. And then the thing is, you have to practice this type of trading in order to get good at to even scalp this 5 points. And in the future market, you know, you can see this market basing like that and taking off, and you could have got into this trade earlier and easily got your 10 points on this trade based on where you got in. And as I showed some of that, you know, since we've been getting these greater than 10s, a lot on this first 5-minute candle. The thing is, I changed up my strategy where I actually get into these trades a little bit earlier based on other things that I'm seeing in the market to take it maybe to the upside. And then again, like I said, it's your next best play. You got to look for something else. Okay, how am I going to take this thing to the downside? And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at like levels like this that you can see this thing was in a range. It broke out of that range to the upside. You take that trade and you get in that trade as fast as you can. And then you out of that trade. We saw that top back over here to the left. Once you get those points, you're not going to hit a home run on these things. You got to be aware of how much these markets move. And that's one of the other things that I do talk about a little bit. If you get in touch with me, what's those market ranges that I see? What's those market ranges that other people see? And between the two, you should be able to get an idea. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to develop an idea of how much these markets actually move. Or you can actually study and do some, math and run some statistics on the market and find out what the daily ranges truly are. So it's things that you can do. Let's go and move on to the next day. This is Friday. Again, this one was barely greater than 10 points here. You have to look at it. Remember looking at this day here. The low was 73.77. This is really easy over 10 points. And then at 87. So again, this first candle greater than 10. Look okay. What's my next best play? What am I going to do? Here's one of these ones where this market was making some higher highs. I'm above pivot. Is it going to stay above pivot? This is previous day low. It's not too far away. Previous day high is a ways away. Which way do we play this thing? Me being the bullish guy that I am, as long as you're not making any new lows, you're staying above pivot. I look to play you from pivot to pivot, and that's easy 10 points in order to get based on where you actually had your entry at. And that 5 points is always there. So that's pretty much it. That was the week. That's all I really have to say today. Again, like I said, it was all no trades based on that greater than 10 rule that I have in place, but there were some next best plays. Again, if you're interested in learning more about this style of trading, things that I will go over, spend some sessions, spend some time with you, you can contact me, Solomon at RightSideTrading.com, to learn more about this. Other than that, this has been my weekly trade review for July 22nd, for the week of July 16th through July 20th. Again, you guys have a great week trading, and stay active, stay in front of the market, trade small, trade often, like they say on one of those other channels out there. Those are some good guys too. Follow those guys. Talk to you later. Bye.